Welcome back. In this video, I will show you how to write code in C for deletion of item from priority queue using array. This is a recap of inserting item into a priority queue using array. So we took two arrays like this front and rear, and we had 2D array with a snapshot of data like this. On the row side, we had priority, and at the column side, we had array indexes. For insertion of new item into the priority queue, we tried to find out the new location of rear. After determination of the rear, we went to insert data into the priority queue. The first index of the priority queue was the row number, and the second index was determined by the new rear. Now we will go for deletion of item from priority queue. We go for choice 2. This is the code for deletion. For the deletion operation, we have to take care of the front's position. We again use this snapshot, and we will assume that this data appears internally like this. 66 and 32 with priority 0, 22 with priority 1, 99, 33, 45 with priority 3, and the rest with priority 4. Now, if you delete item from this priority queue, this should be deleted, right? Again, if you delete item from this queue, this should be deleted. So you see that the first item with priority 0 is getting deleted first. When this was deleted, then 32 becomes the first element with priority 0. So you are touching elements from priority 0 first. When these data have been deleted, then you touch priority 1 and go for deletion. Then you check for priority 2. If it is not there, then it's all right. Then you go for priority 3 and delete the first element from priority 3. So you see the logic that you start with the highest priority, that is priority 0, and the front element. In this way, you move towards the lower priority elements. And of course, when you take an entry into a new lower priority, you start deletion from the first element of that priority, right? So this should be the logic. So here, this should be deleted, then this should be deleted, then this should be deleted. Priority 2 is having no data here, so go to priority 3 and move to cell 3, right? Because in cell 0, there is no data, cell 1, no data, cell 2, no data. So you have to move to cell 3 to find the first element, and then you delete that one, right? So come over here, we run a for loop. We start with priority 0, we move up to priority 4, and this is a priority plus. For a specific priority, if we find that front priority is not equal to -1, that means there is at least one data there for that priority, right? Now, when you find one data for any priority, you set there is data, this variable, to 1. You check if front priority is equal to rear priority. That means both front and rear is standing on the same index. Then you know that there is only one element for that priority. So you set front and rear for that priority to -1. Else if front priority is 5. So what is the indication for this else if condition? It is front is at last index and rear is somewhere else, right? So in that case, what we should do? Bring front to 0, right? Now this is the else part. Else part is very simple. It is a straightforward way that front is there somewhere, maybe here, and rear maybe here. In that case, front will be just simply moved forward over here, right? So set front priority to front priority +1. Now you may give a report that data has been deleted, and of course use this break statement. Otherwise, this loop will go on for checking the other priorities and go on selecting the first element for a priority and delete it. For example, the loop will run, and for the first data at priority 0, this should be deleted, and the loop will go on for priority 1 now, and for priority 1, this element should be deleted. Then the loop goes on. It will not find anything in priority 2. It will go to priority 3, and this first element for priority 3 will be deleted. And for priority 4, this 17, this is the first element that is to be deleted. So for each priority, you get the first element deleted if you do not give this break statement here. So this is very, very important. Since you have found one data, so there is data is 1. Now, if you do not find any data there, then the variable there is data should remain at 0. In that case, you will report that the 2D array or your priority queue is not having a single data that is to be deleted. So you print underflow. This is our code for deletion from priority queue. Now we go to choice 3. We have to display the elements for each priority. Now say this scenario here. What you have to do is that you have to find out the location of the first element for each priority, because you see here that the first cell for the priority 0 has data 66 and the second cell is there with 32. Now for priority 1, the first data is here, not at cell 0, at cell 1, and the last data is also at cell 1. Priority 2 does not have any data. Priority 3 is having the first data at cell 3 and the last data at cell 5. While for priority 4, the first data is at cell 0 and the last data is at cell 5. So there is no specific pattern for the fronts and the rears positions for each priority. So this you have to take care. So we should not run a general nested loop that will start from 0, 0, then it will go to 0, 1 and print it, then 0, 2, then 0, 3, then 0, 4, then 0, 5. It will be stupidity that there is no data at 0, 2, 0, 3, 0, 4 or 0, 5, but your loop still runs over there. The same problem goes with priority 1. There is no data at cell 0, but if you use a general nested loop, then it will try to find out element over here and it will get nothing. Then it will get the data 22 over there. And after 22, it will go on for checking these cells. So every time for each row, your loop should run between the front and the rear only for that row. So here you see, for priority 0 to priority 4, if front priority not equal to -1. That means if there is data, so you push there is data with 1 and then you print the priority, and now we will run a for loop which is a nested loop that will start from front and that will run up to rear for that priority. So the controller of the for loop is priority queue call. This is the column number actually provided by front priority and the rear priority. That means from which column this for loop will run and up to which column. That is why I have given priority queue call. Now you print priority queue, the name of the priority. You take the priority number, there's a row number, and priority queue call, it is a column number for that row. So in this way, if you run the for loop inside, then it will print only 66 and 32 for the priority 0. For priority 1, it will print only 22. It will never look for these cells. Then for priority 2, it will not get inside because this loop will run only if the specific priority is having at least one data, right? So for that, here the check has been given, and if it is not -1, that means there is at least one data, then this inner loop will run, right? So for priority 2, this loop will not run. For priority 3, the loop will start running from here and it will end at here. And for priority 4, the priority queue call will start from here and it will end over here. Now if it happens like the if condition never fires because this if condition will only fire if for a specific priority there is -1. Now for each priority, this if condition will be checked, and for any priority, if the if condition does not fire, then this variable, there is data, will remain 0. That means there is no data for any priority in this priority queue or in this 2D array. In that case, you print underflow. This is a choice for exit, and this is the else part for invalid input. So this is our code for implementation of priority queue using array. In the next video, I will start with the introduction to tree. Thank you for watching and take care.